You know, every culture has its own way of celebrating its best and brightest. We've got the Oscars for movies, the Grammys for music, these huge spectacles that really define what a society values. But what happens when that society isn't based in a country, but on a server?
Yeah, that's really the big question we're diving into today. We're going to take a look at a community that decided to build its very own Academy Awards. We're talking a red carpet, a gala, a whole lot of drama and celebration. And it's all happening inside a video game. This isn't just about pixels on a screen. It's a really fascinating look at culture in the making.
So, the event is called the Entropia Walk of Fame Awards. And here's the thing you got to understand right from the start. This is not some kind of top-down corporate marketing stunt. Nope. It's a completely player-run thing, organized by a group called the Church of Lootius. It's for the community, by the community. Okay, so for anyone who's not familiar, Entropia Universe is this massive online world. It's got a whole sci-fi vibe, but with a huge twist. It has a real cash economy. That means players can put real money in, and this is the crazy part, they can also cash their in-game earnings out into real money. This makes the stakes and the society inside it feel incredibly real. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. This is a full-blown Hollywood-style production. It's held at the legendary Club Never Die on a planet called Rocktropia. Get this, there's a gala dress code, the whole thing is live-streamed and broadcast on player-run radio, and it's all centered around this mission to build a better Entropia. So yeah, they take this very seriously. So how do you actually get a virtual star on this Walk of Fame? Well, the whole process is super democratic. It all just kicks off with a simple post on a community forum where literally anyone can nominate their friends and rivals for a whole bunch of different categories. And this is where you can really see that community spirit shine. The rules are super simple. You just reply to the forum thread, say who you're nominating and why, and then let them know. You can even do it anonymously if you want. And the only major rule right there at the bottom, you can't nominate yourself. This is all about celebrating other people. So who are the people getting nominated? Well, if you look at the award categories, it's like opening a window directly into the soul of this digital society. They're pretty much broken down into what you could call the official pillars of their world. So on one side, you've got the recognition awards. These are for the big economic roles in the game. Best hunter, top miner, master crafter. But then on the other side, you have the community awards, and these are all about the social roles. You know, being helpful, being funny, or even being the most feared PKer, which stands for player killer. And this is where we see how the community actually defines these roles. A content creator isn't just some YouTuber. Check out this nomination for a player named Angel02 Mercer. It says, his maps are amazing, and he helps track creatures. He's creating a tool that helps everyone else succeed. He's basically providing a vital public service. And then you've got the total opposite. The award for scariest and most feared PKer. It's not about hating the guy. It's about respect. This nomination for someone named Theocles talks about his expert knowledge and ability, even calling him a legend. It just goes to show, in this world, even the villains can be heroes if they're exceptional at what they do. But maybe the most powerful category of all is a real Entropian. And this nomination for a player named DC just sums it up perfectly. It says what he does for new players is insane, and that he runs a private channel with over 2,500 members just to help them out. That's what this community sees as the ultimate expression of its spirit, mentorship, and support. Okay, so we've seen the serious society-building awards, but that is only half the story. Because like any real culture, this one has a sense of humor, and it really shows up in some of the most bizarre and wonderful award categories you could possibly imagine. First up, there's an award for the most smelly sweater. I'm not kidding. This is for players who, let's just say they might forget that virtual hygiene is a thing. Then you've got an award for the most unlucky player. This is a perfect nod to that shared pain of grinding for hours and hours, only to get absolutely terrible loot. It's like finding a way to laugh together at misfortune. And my personal favorite, the biggest whiner/drama queen/king. I mean, this shows an incredible level of self-awareness, right? This is a community that is absolutely not afraid to poke fun at its own dramatic side. And the most important part is that it's all in good fun. When one player, Hallie, got nominated for being the biggest whiner, his response was just, sometimes the moaning is the goal.
It just perfectly captures that good-natured, tongue-in-cheek spirit of the whole thing. So when you put it all together, the serious awards, the skill-based ones, and the totally silly ones, what does it actually tell us? What does this virtual society truly value at its core? Well, this chart of the nomination counts gives us a super clear picture. You can see the tallest bar is for a real Entropian, that award for helping others. Right next to it is Most Helpful Society. But what's really interesting is that Scariest PKer also gets a massive number of nominations. So what that tells us is that this community values helpfulness at a fearsome reputation almost equally.
At the end of the day, these awards are so much more than just a party. This is a real act of cultural creation. Through this whole process, the players are all deciding together who their heroes are, who their legends are, and what their shared inside jokes are going to be. And that's really why all this matters. An event like this shows us that virtual worlds have evolved way beyond just being simple games. They are now functioning societies. They have their own economies, their own unique cultures, and their own ways of deciding what and who is important. And all of this leaves us with one final thought. What's happening inside a game today really points to a much bigger question for all of us. As more and more of our lives move online, how are we going to choose to define our values? And who will we decide deserves to be in the spotlight?